In this Zoroark match, I will go over the steps to better play Zoroark in lane while sharing a few helpful tips and the reasoning behind my plays. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this guide. Alright, so when it comes to Zoroark, I always start out with Fury Swipes because I can use them twice for distance and their higher damage is much better at securing early bunnies. If possible, aim for 6 to 8 AOS energy during your first run, but if you want to play it safe and avoid having your score cancelled, get 4. As I'm going in for my first stack, I scan for nearby enemies and use Fury Swipes on this first bunny so that I'm able to take it faster and to allow Fury Swipes to recover its cooldown while I score. Right now my main goal is to get level 5 and as many stacks as possible while ensuring that we farm more XP than the enemy team. Each Fury Swipe is great at securing farm, so always keep at least one in hand whenever enemies are nearby. I then check my minimap and locate the enemy jungler, which lets me know it's safe to continue engaging and trying to get more stacks in. As I score and evolve into Zoroark, I look around to see if there are any nearby farm or berries that I can steal. Now I want to make sure that we get most or all of the bees to prevent the enemy from reaching level 5 and so that we can keep our lead in XP. I then go in with my support for my next stack, ready to engage into a fight if the enemy follows up, in hopes of getting some KOs and further taking over this lane. Here, the Machamp and Comfy should have remained in their go zone rather than coming to fight us. I take the rest of their berries as well as the surrounding farm to ensure more experience for our team. When the enemies come back, I use Shadow Claw to close the gap between us and enter a feint attack Shadow Claw chain to ensure a KO. Since Machamp is also here, I can attempt to get another KO, but the main objective here is to waste its time and prevent it from getting to level 7. It's also safe for me to stay here because the enemy team is still in the bottom lane and I could safely escape if I really needed to. Once you've got full stacks, it's a good idea to roam around the map to help out your team or to collect farm. Also, keep in mind that your moves as Zoroark have short cooldowns, so always use your dashes when moving around the map or escaping from enemies. For the time being, my only goal is to keep Machamp from getting XP and to destroy this go zone before Regieleki arrives. I try to secure all the bees and see a good chance to use my Unite move when Machamp gets close. Now I'm just going to put in as many points as I can and hopefully push the Regi further into the next go zone. I also use the full range of feint attack to try to get multiple farm as quickly as possible. And while doing this, I'm constantly looking around the map to see if any of my teammates need help. I quickly toggle between feint attack and Shadow Claw to help maximize my damage on the objective. Here, I should have instead held my final feint attack for its excellent ability to secure objectives, since the enemies will almost always try to secure it as well. The enemy team will now focus on protecting their top go zone, so it will be safe for me to go score in their bottom lane, or if I wanted to, I could also help my team in pushing the top lane. A good tip is to keep track of enemy item cooldowns like full heal or focus band so that you can use them to your advantage. As I'm taking farm, I check to see if I can KO the Decidueye, but instead I decide to step back and continue stealing more of their jungle. An important tip is to correctly learn to pick your fights so that you can prevent situations that negatively affect you. Now that my Unite move is ready, it's a good time to help my team in pushing the top lane, so I use Illusion to keep my presence somewhat hidden from the enemies. After we successfully take their go zone, I support my Urshifu by following the Sidwai and Leafeon in the hopes of KOing them. I then use my Unite move to not risk getting KO'd and giving the enemy XP, since it's better not to engage into this 4v1 fight. Now, I'm just getting some farm while making sure that I'll be in the bottom Reggie objective in time for a possible teamfight. It also really helps to hover around the map just to give your teammates visibility for where enemy players are positioned. As their defender, Lapras will be a huge problem, so it's my top priority to keep it away while my teammates secure the bottom objective. I make sure to use all my moves as soon as they are available to try to KO it as soon as possible. My goal now is to get my Unite move again so that I can better help my team in pushing the bottom lane go zone. Also, remember that when more teammates are on a go zone, scoring becomes much faster. When I see the Machamp, I prepare to use my Unite move as a sort of full heal just in case he uses his own Unite move on me. After securing this go zone, our goal now is to travel to the next objective in the top lane while keeping the enemies from getting close to it. It's always a good idea to learn the way your teammates interact so that you can always be there to help them whenever they need it. Remember that as an assassin, your targets are Pokemon with low HP and defenses, as well as Pokemon with high damage or good secure. I ignore the Lapras and help Urshifu steal their farm while looking for the Sidwai and Leafeon. I then follow Urshifu's lead by engaging and disengaging to KO or at the very least prevent the enemies from being able to do anything. I also have to be careful not to miss my combos, as doing so could easily get me KO'd and wipe out our level advantage. As a speedster, your general goal in each game is to try to be ready for most objectives and assist your teammates whenever there are big fights, while also stealing as much farm as possible from your enemies and avoiding situations that could get you KO'd. You can also use Zoroark's solution to check for nearby enemies and transform into them, which comes in very handy when the beasts first spawn in your lane and you don't know where the enemy jungler is. If you enjoyed watching this and want to see more, subscribe. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.